My name's Gavin Anton. I'm the Club Support Manager for England Golf. So on to today's session, we're really excited to be joined by representatives from the Golf Management Group and also Project Better Energy. Hopefully, those of you who are watching will be aware of our renewed agreement with GMG, something that we're really excited about and we really believe adds value to the club support offer we provide. In particular, the content that we're covering today ties in really nicely with our new commitment to sustainability within golf as an organisation. So it's going to tick lots of boxes and we hope you get lots from it. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Tim from Golf Management Group, who will kick things off and lead us through the main part of the session.
Thanks, Gavin. Good morning, folks. My name is Tim Lloyd-Skinner and I'm the Regional Director for Golf Management Group, GMG, in the central southern patch of England. For those of you that don't know us, GMG is the UK's largest golf-specific buying group. We pool generally independent golf clubs, but we do deal with a few groups as well, together to gain better terms on your day-to-day services at clubs, and clubs save money across a range of areas, from the likes of energy, as we'll be discussing today, to food and beverage, to waste collection, to IT and telecoms, to name just a few. As Gavin touched on, we've been working with England Golf since the tail end of 2017 now. And in that time, we're really proud to say that we've saved golf clubs in England just under £1 million across several areas of spend. And one of the big benefits that's changed since the partnership with England Golf is that access to GMG is completely free. So we used to operate a membership scheme where clubs would pay an annual fee to gain access to GMG's price files, but as part of the England Golf partnership, all affiliated clubs have access to GMG services for free of charge. So it's a bit of a background on our partnership with England Golf and who we are. Today's focus, though, as I touched on, is energy. GMG are a licensed, GMG are a licensed energy broker specific to golf. So we have a good understanding when it comes to energy procurement of the intricate layout of a golf club. It's not your typical business that goes and renews their energy contract. But not only do we cover energy procurement, we also offer services and information to help you future-proof your energy supply and also to reduce your consumption, which is something we're all thinking about in all walks of our lives at the moment, turning off light switches as we leave a room. I think I'm very, very much more aware of it now. I've seen my energy bill in the last few months at home. I'm now going to pass over to Kevin of Project Better Energy for a focus on solar. But before we do that, we've got a video to show you. So technology permitting, I'm going to get that video going for you now.
Yeah, thank you everyone to attend today. With the slides that and the video you've just shown there, it just shows the world's changing. It's changing very rapidly. James explained very clinically about the cost of the energy. We at Project Better Energy and our solar companies, Zanussi Solar and Project Solar, we're branching out into much larger installations now. We've just completed 172 kilowatts at a recycling plant, 110 kilowatts on a government building in Leeds, which is DWP and NHS. We've got many of these in the pipeline. My interest, though, today is obviously focusing on the golf clubs and what we can actually do for you guys out there. We've been speaking for the last 6 months to what's called a SUSI fund, which the connection is through the MAC group. This is upwards of £150 million worth of funding for solar to be installed on company buildings. So the GMG, we've had a sit down and a chat with them, and we're trying to formulate exactly what offering can we offer golf clubs out there in the UK whereby you can access this funding. It's never been available before, and it's definitely not available under the format that we can offer through the SUSI group. These people are investors. They have to move money about. They are legally bound to invest in all platforms, and they are heavily invested in oil and gas. They need to move a lot of that into renewable energy and want to use Project Better Energy as a vehicle for that. And because of our connections with the GMG group, this seems an ideal opportunity to look at every golf club on an individual basis and hopefully set up a PPA. If you want to not purchase the system, if you want a funder to fund that system, the PPA option, it'll be the one for you. Our sustainability program is obviously geared to meet the requirements set out by the government BEIS strategy. So that's just going to go on for forever by the sounds of it. It just seems to be a huge thing in the market, a huge thing in the news, a huge thing in the press at the minute. My focus though is to the golf clubs. If you go on to the next slide, that'd be great. What we can do, if you want to buy the system, the government have stipulated out there that you can claim back 130% of your capex, which is the key point to a very large document that they produced. So if you want to buy that solar system, they're offering support for golf clubs and businesses, whereby through the corporation tax, you can claim up to 130% of that total investment back. So you end up with a very cost-effective system whereby you can keep your members happy, you can justify your spends, and you can see the money being saved in your own bank accounts back across. So that's one option, to actually go and buy that solar system for yourself. Some clubs are geared for that. Some clubs are probably not geared for that. The cost of the energy has moved that fast that the division in the market and the separation from last year's rates 12 months ago from 14, 15, 16p, they're long gone. You're looking at 37 pence a kilowatt, possibly up to 42 by next October. The PPA scheme means that we can look at every individual club and we can set what cost your rate would be. We put the solar system on there for free. It's funded by the funder, the SUSI fund. Every box has to be ticked. The credit score of the golf club. Is it sustainable? Do you own the building? We've used an example of Bletchingley Golf Club, which is shown on the screen at the minute, and we've given them the two options. They've opted to buy the solar system themselves, but we'll soon be putting a 46 kilowatt solar system onto the roof of the golf club and onto the greenkeepers sheds, which seem to be very close across the car park to the main building, which is every golf club's different, but it's just unique that both of those two are on the same supply. So we're able to couple that up and put partially onto the clubhouse and partially onto the greenkeepers' sheds and connect it all back up. So there's maximum saving across the site for Bletchingley. That's just one example we can use. As I say, we've got to treat every single individual club on its own merit. If they were to go for a PPA, the size of that solar system would dictate to me that it's somewhere in the region of 50 kilowatts. We could fix their energy costs at around 18 pence a kilowatt. That's for that would rise at 4% per annum. Bearing in mind the UK government, previous to the last 12 months, was telling us that energy is going at 7% per annum. So we're going to fix it at 4% per annum. If they chose the PPA option, they would have to buy the solar system. Buy the solar power that's produced by the solar system, but that rate is fixed at 14p in year one, rising to say 4%. That takes over a 15-year period the cost of their energy to around 26 pence a unit in year 15. On year 16, Bletchingley would own that solar system. Then we would come along, probably change the inverters. Our panel has a warranty. So once you've done your 15-year period, that solar system is inherited by the golf club. So it's a pretty unique offer, and we don't believe anybody does a PPA offer quite like Susie. Hence, we've come across this fund. Hopefully, we can connect up. The size of the system is key. I know some golf clubs are not as big as Bletchingley. We can adjust the cost of that kilowatt price for you depending on the size of the solar system. But we can tell you what the size of the solar system is. We present that back to the fund, and they tell us what price we need to start that kilowatt at. But obviously, it's way beneath the rate that you would normally be paying going forward. 37 pence a kilowatt, and that's currently. And as James rightly pointed out, we're going to see rates of around 42 pence by October, November, which is horrific considering where we've come from 14, 15, 16 pence. In 12 months' time. So we can give you the full cost of the solar system if you want to buy it, the size of that solar system. We can tell you the savings after 30 years, your CO2 savings, which are going to be key. If the golf club ever want to borrow money going forward, carbon credits are going to be key. It's the way the government have set up all the strategy for this. And we can tell you what your carbon footprint going forward would be, and the payback is because the energy costs are so high. Payback periods in the solar world, we're averaging around 7 to 10 years now. As you can see, they're a lot less. The cost for that solar system install doesn't include access and safety, because that is completely different on every site. But it's not a very high cost for Bletchingley. Most golf clubs are only single story, so we can get onto the roof and access the roof areas pretty advantageously. So we can give you a full blueprint of what would happen per golf club. What we would need from all your and James has been absolutely brilliant for us. He's supplied us all your half-hourly data or your billing. So we need to know the latest bill. We need to know what you're using. Our design team then map your usage day by day. So we get the right size system for you for the shortest payback period. So we have got your interests at heart. That is what it's about. It is the fund around 6%. So that's what they want to do. So it's a very reasonable offer to everyone. The beauty of golf clubs, they're open 7 days a week. You're very unique. Most businesses, office-based, 5 days a week. You're like a car showroom. You're open 7 days a week. You're in a unique bracket. Schools, 5 days a week. Some garages, car garages, or large warehouses open Saturday for half day, so they're closed for 1.5 days. But with a golf club, it's 7 days a week. At Bletchingley, they opted for battery storage as well, which we can work out the size for the battery storage. But obviously, for the purposes of the display today, we've taken the battery storage out. That would help them get through the evening events, the night events, the weddings, etc., that they take place at each individual golf club. As I say, we do take each and every individual golf club on its own merits. So if they took a PPA on, they would start around 18 pence a kilowatt. Their end price in 15 years, they'd be paying somewhere around 27, 28p a unit, which is significantly less than the start point of 37 pence a kilowatt, which is currently on offer. So, if you've not got the capex, look at the PPA side. We can look at and help you get through everything on that front. If you go to the next slide, please. So, just in summary, if you want to buy the solar system, we design it for you based on the information we've got. If you want to PPA it, we can look at that as well. We can present that back to you. I'm currently working. Last night, I've got all the information from Sherwood Forest Golf Club. I've done a site visit to Copt Heath down in the Midlands. I've been up to Royal Lytham and spoke to them as well. They've got a very unique system whereby they actually use more power through the summer months than the winter months because of their water purifying system and sprinkler system. So they've got huge pumps. So we're looking at maybe not the clubhouse. We're looking at just the gardeners or greenkeepers sheds where the pumping station is. So it's quite unique. And we're looking at 1 or 2 golf clubs in Scotland as well, the Scottish clubs. So it's a win-win right across the board. If James can get your energy costs right and we can get your solar right, I'm sure we're on the right path. Thank you.